Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to do our top games and apps to show family and friends new to VR 2025 edition. You guys know I love the power of social VR, and I love showing VR to new family and friends. I've shown it to hundreds of people over the year, maybe crossing over 1,000 at this point. And we have a bunch of new games here for 2025 that I wanted to showcase that I'm still using to this day, some old ones, some new ones. And if you guys want to support me and the channel, there will be links down below to all of these games as usual. Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
The first one here coming in at number 12 is Party Versus. As somebody who's lucky enough to own multiple headsets in this house with the Quest 3S and the Quest 3, if you're in the same position and you have multiple headsets, this is a great way to show your friends the power of mixed reality, because not only is it a fun multiplayer game that you can kind of play that people are familiar with, that's really easy to get into, little short mini games like Mario Party S type stuff, but then they can see the power of mixed reality where you can see the different rooms that they know that you are in, but you can see it from the other side, and you can have these cool multiplayer experiences, and you're throwing like these different things around the room, and your room actually is shown here, like where your bed is, where your dresser is, and all these different things. Every time I play this with somebody new, whether it's online or here in front of me, it blows them away. So even if you don't have multiple headsets and they just have their own headsets at home and you want to show them something cool, especially now that the game has gone free to play, this is definitely one you need to get. I mean, it is so much fun, and I have a blast playing it every time. Party Versus coming in at number 12. The next one here coming in at number 11 is the Brookhaven Experiment Quest Edition. I don't know how many of you guys remember this back on the HTC Vive and on the Oculus Rift and stuff like that, but this is one of those games that I showcased to family and friends all the time back then. And now, out of nowhere, we got the Quest port this year, and it is amazing, and it's just as good as it was before. Sure, the graphical detail may not be exactly as good as it was on the PC back in the day, but it still scares the crap out of people, just like you guys are looking at here. Zombies popping up behind you, in front of you, and stuff like that on the Quest. You don't have to worry about wires. I've had people throw their headsets off when I was playing this back in the day. It really gets people and scares people, especially people who have never played VR before. This will really get to them, and the whole entire game that you remember is here, and it's a great thing that we have this, on the Quest now, that we can easily show this to family and friends. A shooter, really easy to get into. You just gotta, reload and shoot, and then they're on their way. The Brookhaven Experiment coming in at number 11. The next game here at number 10 is Star Wars Tales of Galaxy's Edge, but I'm going to cheat and use two, but we're going to start off with this one here. And this is a really great way to obviously showcase to the power of people who love Star Wars what a Star Wars game can look like when you play it in VR. And this is my favorite Star Wars story-based game because it has a little bit of everything. It has, the lightsaber duels. It has, just shooting where you can shoot all the different weapons that you remember from Star Wars. You have unique characters. You have Galaxy's Edge that some people may have visited, and Disney and stuff like that may bring back some memories. So it's a really cool game, and it really showcases the power of what you can see when you play Star Wars in VR. And a lot of people obviously love Star Wars, so this is a great thing to show your family and friends and be like, hey, look at a property that you really know and love, and look at what it can do if you actually play this in VR. And then you can go down the rabbit hole of being like, hey, it's not just this game that we have, but we have other games that are Star Wars as well that you can experience on here, and this just being the first one. Then you can go on and show them Star Wars Beyond Victory, a Star Wars game that just came out this year, and this is all about mixed reality, so you can kind of show them that and how the characters can be right in front of you interacting, and it's a really cool use case of mixed reality storytelling. But then of course you can also just hop in there really quickly and choose one of the quick races and show them what pod racing is like in mixed reality and stuff like that. And that's a really cool thing to show Star Wars fans, even though you're not in first person in that pod racer like a lot of us have talked about with this game. It's still really cool, especially for newcomers, to see something like this in their house and playing arcade pod racing and stuff like that. It's still super awesome, and they're still going to have their mind blown if they've never seen anything like this. I mean, I've been in VR for forever, and I was pretty mind blown on some of the unique use cases that they did with mixed reality in here that I was like, oh yeah, mixed reality is as cool as I've always thought it was. So between both of those games and Star Wars, and you can even jump into Vader Immortal that came out a long time ago. Whatever you want to show them, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can show people for Star Wars if they're into that property, and that comes in at number 10. The next one here coming in at number 9 is Home Invasion, and this is a really cool way to kind of take your environment that people have at home and really turn it into something else. This is Home Invasion, where you're going to have your house, like your windows, your doors and stuff like that, be turned into a zombie apocalypse. You're gonna have weapons inside your house, and you're gonna have zombies literally enter your space. I remember when I first showed this to people who have never tried mixed reality before and had zombies come into my house, and my family saw that and they were just mind blown. They were like, holy shit, there's a zombie right here in my living room. It's freaking awesome. And they look really good and like all this stuff. And like, oh, you can pick up weapons. And oh, then the big guy crashes through the ceiling and opens up the ceiling, and then their mind really gets blown. And they're like, holy shit. That's literally what I got from them. Every time I showed this game, they were completely mind blown on what we could do with the power of VR and the power of mixed reality nowadays. And it is super cool, and it's a really bite-sized game, so it's really easy to just showcase it with people because you can just jump right in. Home Invasion coming in at number 9. The next one here coming in at number 8 is Horizon Worlds. And yes, I know this thing gets a lot of shit online with people not wanting to play it because they think it's thrown in their face and blah, blah, blah. But I am a big component of how awesome social VR is. And this is something that I show to people every time that they come over. I kind of show them all the cool different adult worlds. I've done a video on my top favorite adult worlds out there, so you don't have to worry about kids. I show them different games in here, and their minds are always blown. When I bring someone here who has never done social VR, and I bring them into like Gatsby's, for example, and they're sitting there at the bar having a drink with people, having conversations from all over the world with people, and just like playing different games like you're seeing here, or going fishing with people, all the different things that you can do in there, playing different mini games, exploring different worlds, going to Paris, all of these different things that you can do in Horizon Worlds, you know, is really cool. And they've been updating it consistently, making things better. And now we have, you know, a big update that should be coming to Horizon World soon, where you can have even more people in the same world and better graphics and stuff. So I can't wait to see the future of this thing. Horizon Worlds coming in at number 8. The next one here coming in at number 7 is Ocean Rift. For all you guys who like to showcase, like, who have family or friends who love animals and stuff like that, and the deep sea and ocean diving and all that stuff, this is a great one to show them. They have a variety of different animals in here that you can check out: sharks, whales, turtles, fishes, all these type of different things. And my friends that I've shown this to who love underwater stuff and fishes and stuff like that really get involved in this. You can go in there and like kind of play with the fish and see them all surrounding you. And the graphics are super, super well done. This may be an old game out there, but there's nothing else really like it, where you can kind of show, hey, look at how awesome it is to have like a shark encounter like you guys are looking at here. Or look at how awesome it is to see all these turtles around you. And it's just really, really cool. And, you know, seeing people's faces light up when they see their favorite fish kind of in front of them in VR is always something that's really cool to see. So Ocean Rift coming in at number 7. The next one here coming in at number 6 is Richie's Plank Experience. And I'm really sad that I noticed that this was taken off the store because it's not, like, I guess, supporting like the latest compliance with Meta's platform. So hopefully the developers can update this game and get back on the store. I had to include it on this list because this is one of the most popular games that I still show to family and friends who have not tried my Quest. And to not include it on this list would be crazy, as somebody who shows VR all the time. And this is one of my go-to apps because this is one that you're walking across the plank, really showcasing the power of VR and showcasing to your family and friends, like, hey, can you handle heights? I've literally had people that I showed this to that have literally jumped off a plane and still sit here in VR and struggle to walk across that plank for a minute, which is mind-boggling to me. But I remember, you know, showing this to family and friends all the time and just really, you know, showcasing it to them. And I even went to as far as putting an actual wooden plank in my living room and have them walk across it so they actually feel the plank. And it adds that intense moment of being like, I don't want to fall off this thing. And it really maps to what they see in the game and stuff like that. It is super awesome to see everyone's reactions to this. You know, sitting on the couch and watching your friends go through this one at a time. Please get this back in the store correctly, because it's definitely one that needs to be on there. I know that they just released a PlayStation VR 2 version of this, but Richie's Plank Experience coming in at number 6. The next one here coming in at number 5 is Home Sports. This is from Meta themselves, and this is a party game that's super fun because you get to play all these different sports. It reminds me of like the Wii, with Wii bowling and all that stuff, like that compilation. This is kind of that for VR, in my opinion. And I think Meta did a great job with this one. The only thing I really wish is that they added more sports over time via DLC, but they haven't yet. But you have things like bowling, which feels just like Wii bowling. You have things like the mini golf thing. You have an air hockey, like hockey type game, which is really fun. You have badminton in there, which is super addicting once you actually get used to actually how to play it, like me and a friend did, which was super fun to play. And yeah, this is that compilation of those 5 sports games that you could easily show your family and friends and play it with them, whether you're online or locally showing them off if you're lucky enough to have multiple headsets. This is a great one. You could do pass and play in bowling if you want to do it that way as well. So super fun game to show family and friends and really show them, like, hey, look how cool it is to play sports in VR. Home Sports coming in at number 5. The next one here coming in at number 4 is Blumhouse Enhanced Cinema, and this is an app that just came out here from Blumhouse, the people who make Megan and The Purge and stuff like that, and the Black Phone. And this is a new way to experience movies, and this is awesome because there's actually little quick demos of each of the movies, so you don't have to completely rent them out, because you can rent movies in here to actually watch them. I wish they would actually let you purchase them, which I've talked about in my review. But regardless, this is a great way to show family and friends the power of what movies could look like in the future here in VR, where you have things popping out of the scene matches what you're seeing. Explosions behind the screen, when they actually happen in the movie, happen all around you. The environment that you see in the movie will actually showcase that environment around you as well. Blumhouse Enhanced Cinema coming in at number 4. The next one here coming in at number 3 is Pinball FX VR. A lot of my friends, I have pinball machines at home. I'm lucky enough to own a couple of real ones and a virtual pinball table as well. And there's nothing like playing pinball in VR. It's the closest you can get to actually playing these tables in real life in your actual home. And Pinball FX VR really is amazing from Zen Studios, because they keep adding new ones all the time. It's based on properties that a lot of people may really like Tomb Raider and you know, Williams tables from back in the day that they may have played in an actual pinball arcade. You can either play it in a really cool arcade environment and you can customize that arcade, or you can actually drop these pinball machines right in your house, in your living room, and really feel like you have a pinball machine in your house. And it really is super cool. Showcases the power of VR, because not only can you see these tables in 3D, but they could do things that of course you can't do if it wasn't in VR, like having little animations playing around you and putting you in cool different environments, customizing different trophies that you may unlock and stuff. It is super awesome. Pinball FX coming in at number 3. The next one here coming in at number 2 is big screens. So I love showcasing big screens to people because it does two things. It showcases the social power of VR that I've always talked about. That's awesome to family and friends, where you can go into a cinema and, you know, go there with a bunch of people, and people are always hosting different events, whether it's sports or movies or karaoke nights, whatever the case may be, just having conversations with people. But then it also shows the power of what it could be to watch a movie in VR. When people see the fact that you can be in a gigantic cinema, whether it be by yourself or with other people, and you're seeing like a 200-inch screen in front of you that feels like you're actually looking at a 200-inch screen, and you're watching 3D movies or regular movies or sporting events or TV shows, it really blows their mind every time, and they're like, holy crap, how do I buy one of these things? That's the reaction I get every time I showcase the power of big screen with social VR and movies and stuff. And the fact that you can interact with other people and you can go to the movies with people who may be halfway across the country with you and watch something with them is pretty freaking awesome. So big screen VR coming in at number 2. And the number 1 game on this list, which is probably not going to be a surprise to most people, has got to be Beat Saber. I know a lot of people are always sick about hearing about this game, but I still play this game every time I go into VR because it's just super addicting to play songs that you actually know. And not only that, just slicing these blocks makes you feel like a badass, just like it has from the very beginning. And they're always releasing new songs. OST 6, the newest OST, just actually came out yesterday when this video went live. And I'm excited to dive in and jump in to see what those songs are like. But showing this to family and friends, where they actually have lightsabers in their hands, they always feel super cool. They're like, oh my god, it's like I have lightsabers in my hand, and oh, I actually recognize this song. And then they get into it because they know the song. They're moving around, dancing and playing this. Super addicting stuff. Everyone always has a blast, and every time I show this to family and friends, are like, can I play one more song real quick? Happens every single time. So Beat Saber comes in as my number 1. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the list of my top 12 favorite games to show family and friends for 2025. I hope that there's something in here for everybody, and I hope you guys have a blast throughout the holiday season showing these games to everyone. And as usual, if you guys want to support me and the channel, there will be links down below to all of these games where you guys can save 10%. I think it's 20% right now, actually, throughout the holiday season. But either way, to save you guys some money, and I hope you guys enjoy all of these games. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.